Hello. Hey, Sigori. How's it going? Creatures and dark stuff. Uh, yeah, I mean, I always like funny little creatures and creepy monsters and stuff. I don't know, I have a wide range of stuff I like, but I definitely tend more towards like the darker fantasy type of stuff. Get in the groove. Um, just looking at stuff I find is cool. Like it depends, like if I'm feeling out of the groove or not in the mood. Like just going back to the stuff that I really love, like different media and games and whatnot. Um, I think it's the main thing really. Find something to get kind of like inspired by. And I really love like little world building projects. Like that usually gets me going. So if I think about like one character on their own, it's not that exciting to me. But if I start designing like multiple characters and stuff that could exist in the same world, it's just getting like really fun to me. Still trying to figure some stuff out though. Like I can usually get started all right. Um, but sometimes along the process I'll lock up somewhere, and I think it's something to do with like indecisiveness of where to go with something. But yeah, it's kind of like a work in progress thing, always. Japanese magazines. What are they called? Oh, really? Shoot. Yeah. I've actually been looking into like lost media stuff recently, and like it's kind of crazy how much some people archive like some really obscure stuff. But it's really interesting when something is like actually like completely lost. Like there's only like word of mouth for it. Monster magazine. It's Japanese, so trying to find. I found it. This probably isn't it. Let's see. Oh, that's really cool. What the heck? That feels very like vintage. It's dope. I really like stuff like that. Like if you have like a more obscure interest in like a magazine or some sort of media like that, and then you like somehow can pull that into your own work, it can give you like a fresh kind of I don't know, like feeling to your stuff, I think, which is kind of cool. Let's see. changed my brush icons and I have trouble finding them sometimes. There we go. Hey, Fantas. How are you doing today? Yeah. They're on the Gum Road. They're $4,000 though, if you want to get them. Time for a payday. Yeah. I was just talking to my work this morning or in the meeting, like how scummy it is when people put up brushes that didn't even make for like, you know, like $30. You pay like 20, $30 and it's all brushes that you can find in other people's sets from years ago. Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of interesting, like how many brushes have survived so long. It kind of makes you wonder, like, what's the history of them? Like, where did the Minnesota brush originate? Like, I've seen this everywhere for years. And why does it still survive? Why hasn't somebody made like a better one? I think people just like the feel of the originals, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, the number's getting up there, huh? I think I'm at my commitment stage though. I've committed to most things, and now it's just taking it to like a reasonable finish, I think. And then we'll be done this little project. Yeah, move on to another game. Yeah. Hunt Showdown Challenge. I was writing a list of ones that could be fun the other day, like design like an Elden Ring boss, or like, you know, FromSoft kind of boss, or similar. Like a MOBA character would be interesting, like taking the structure from that kind of stuff. But yeah, kind of just thinking. I do quite like the structural approach, because then you have like an actual problem that you have to solve. It's like, oh, I have to design this thing, as opposed to like figuring out what you need to design. It gives you like a kickoff point. I mean, same thing as like a job, basically. It is, but you do like hunt, you're bounty hunting like monsters in it. They're just more like horror-esque and whatnot than Monster Hunter. It's a cool game. I'm not a big PvP guy either, but I did quite like that game. Yeah, it's true. You'd have to somehow have like a stipulation where you have to build some kind of lore from it, or like have a piece of lore within the brief that forces it to be a bit more interesting than just generic fantasy. But then I wouldn't want to be like overly prescriptive with it either, so it's a little tough. It's a tough balance. Struggling to find Desire too. Hey, just try like 30. My thing is like, if I really don't feel like drawing, I'm just gonna try for like 30 minutes and see how it goes. And if I still really don't feel it in 30 minutes, then I'll, take it easy. At least I tried. Yeah, it's tough. You have to be like, it's interesting balance. I quite liked like what came out with the brief for like the horror one and the uh Monster Hunter one, but I feel like it was broad enough, but I'm not. You'd have to find like more things to do it with, basically. I think a platformer game would be really fun too, like something akin to like, I don't know, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. But again, like you could use any genre you want. I don't know. I like keeping it open though, because it could even be like a thing where you have to submit. Maybe there's not much of a brief, but you have to submit what is like outlined, like a character and some like prop, etc. I don't know. Just thinking out loud, kind of, but. I would just like to try and facilitate more community stuff and like portfolio building type projects. Partly just because it's fun, but. Yeah, it's true. Because if there's not enough to go off of too, somebody could be like, oh, well, it's not very enticing or challenging or whatever. Ideally, though, I would have like. I have 2 briefs now. Ideally, I would build up to like 5 or 6 and then just cycle cycle between them and do like variations on those. I feel like that'd be fun. You could like keep expanding out a world that you previously established, or like try something new. I don't know. Could be neat. Or 5 or 6 different briefs for different projects, like different project challenges. It's like there's a Monster Hunter one, there's the horror game one, and like ideally each one would hit like a different type of game structure. Then implementing like key art and illustration would be interesting as well in there, because just broadening skill sets. Could just be a pipe dream though. Lore-wise for Showdown, it's what is it? There's like some kind of like opening to like hell basically, and like like there's a zombie virus thing spreading in Louisiana, and there's bosses coming from like the other side. These boss monsters you have to hunt. It's pretty cool. I watched some lore videos, but I'm not sure to like sum it up really. Seems to be like interesting enough though. Like they have a fair bit of lore built out. And you're going in basically to like exterminate the monsters that are like transferring over. Or if I lost an art, like I can draw if I push myself to it. Just don't know what I want to do or what I like. Where are you at in like your art kind of journey? Like if you've that kind of thing is pretty common if you've been studying a lot and you haven't been focusing on like the imaginative side so much. I think the best thing to do is like go back to your roots. Like what do you like? What kind of like really gets you excited? What kind of movies, like anime, comics, games? You can make it a little like board of like your primary interests, like what gets you excited. Like a little PureRef board or something. And yeah. Just going back to your roots. I think that's important. Because you could definitely lose it along the way. Between, you know, like there's external pressure to like match what everybody else is doing in a way. You know, like the classic example is like ArtStation front page. You see that and you're like, oh, I have to do that. But then that might not actually be what speaks to you. And yeah, I feel like people can like lose their way and kind of get confused on what they actually want to do with their work. Years since you drew from imagination. Yeah, I think you just gotta start like drawing with minimal reference and like start having fun just imagining things and like exploring ideas, like what are major thematics you like in media. Like one for me that like I'll never get tired of is like Beauty and Beast kind of tropes. I always find that really fun. And you'll see that like in a lot of the concepts I've done. There's like a beauty versus kind of beast component. And there's pretty much like unlimited things you could draw with that, like in any genre. Like once you identify what those thematics are that you enjoy. Bounties and monster hunting. Yeah, I think that is it. Like everybody's like fighting over the bounties. Like there's different factions, and they're all trying to get like the payout. Cause like there's this overall like bounty monster hunting society in that world, and they like search for these like I don't even know what you call them, like plagued places, and like kill the beasts there. I check out a lore video on it though. There's some pretty neat ones. There was one guy on YouTube with like a really kind of messed up voice, like very raspy, and like he like narrated it so well, like very fitting. Okay. Slayer lock. It's kind of medium sized. It's a little bit smaller than the big mammoth like dude that I'm doing. So definitely a fair bit taller than a person, but hello, Feral. Oh yeah, no problem, Sogori. If you ever need any other feedback or whatever, feel free to ask. Glad I could help. It's a tough place to be in. I think we all find ourselves in it at some point or another. I'm just working on a little Monster Hunter project I've been putting together. I'm kind of just in like my commitment stage on it. Like starting to refine things up, and I've been a little bit indecisive on some pieces of it, but I think I just need to commit. I'll give you a little rundown of it. So this one is meant to be kind of like a side one. The main one is this guy, the big horn, and he gets territorial with these guys. And the reason I drew this guy is because I have like a hunter companion, and I'm imagining he has like a shield type of thing that imitates that that one monster. So he can, when a hunter is fighting this guy, this dude can throw down, like, he has a trap here, and he can, like, wear this imitation shield and draw attention from the big monster. It's also got, like, a whistle thing in there. I'm kind of, like, iffy on the design here, though. I think I need to revisit it a little bit. I did a bunch of sketches. I'm starting to figure out the actual, like, hunter as well, like how I want him to look. He's gonna have like a punchy fist thing. Being a bit indecisive on him, but I think I'm just gonna commit to one and start refining. Drew a food source, which is like a fungus that imitates a rock. Yeah, I did like a bunch of monster sketches. I got a ton of layers here. That'll be like a reasonably meaty post once I compile that. Oh yeah, and I got some damage states in a baby man's there. Like a Curipico. Let me look it up. Oh, that's cool. He's got like a big beak thing. That's neat. Oh, and then it inflates? That's weird. So it's like a skin as opposed to like beak up there, I guess. Interesting. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, it's like a layer of skin, I guess. That's pretty cool. That could be cool. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I dig parts of it. I think, yeah, I don't know, there's still some stuff to to resolve visually. Dober armor. I don't think I recall what that looks like. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like the bone set, basically, right? Or similar to. I think the bone would look similar to that anyway. I don't know. Do an overlay layer just to try and focus the lighting a little bit. I think this thing is more like a nuisance because like the bighorn dude could just pummel over this guy, I'm imagining. But these guys are probably just like a little bit faster, maybe. Okay, I'll call that guy done for now. Oh. More than Twitch streams. Yeah, I have like an art station and Twitter. I'm most active on Twitter, actually. Can you see that weird square around my brush? I hate that Photoshop does that. Oh, now it's gone. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it does that a lot where like there's a weird it's not the actual image file, it's just like a graphical glitch. Not sure why it happens, but sometimes it just disappears and sometimes it kind of persists for a bit. Baby. Okay. Companion. Character. Okay. Oop. Okay. Between these two, which do I like? I've been stuck on this. It's been a tough one. Like I did a bunch of like little variations on this first one. Just trying to like workshop it a bit. I kind of ended up liking these ones, but now it's just the arm thing. I kind of like that elbow thing, but I feel like it conflicts a little bit with the punchiness. Oh yeah, I'm only gonna do a male set. I'm not gonna bother with two sets. That actually would be interesting though to do two sets. Maybe I'll do like a sketch for a female set too. Hmm. The second set, this one. The only real difference is like this one has the goggles and then the elbow thing. Yeah, dude, the devil. How do you say it, Devil Joe or Devil Ho? I don't know. But yeah, that thing is so cool, man. That reminds me of one of those Earth Digger things. Shoot, diamond mining tool. I was actually looking it up, like how do they get their inspiration for their monsters? And apparently they actually take a lot of like machinery type of stuff as inspiration, which is pretty neat. Diamond mining drill. How can I not find this? Ugh. Anyway, you just have to take my word for it. But I'm pretty certain the Deviljho's face mouth thing with all the teeth is like based off some type of drill. Oh, I was just looking for the drill that I was thinking of that looks like the Deviljho guy. But yeah, some of the armors transfer really well. Just directly putting those pieces on the armor. One thing I kind of changed is that I noticed like the Raytheon set and whatnot, like most of the armors have like a metal base, like a metal suit, and then like the monster parts are almost added on as like decorative or like extra reinforcement. At least for some of the dragon sets, which I thought was interesting. Alright, I think I'll go with this one. I think the punchiness is maybe a bit more clear with it. We duplicate this guy. Or cut. Let me look up the Deviljho set. Deviljho set. It seems like it's so hard to find good high-res images sometimes. Oh, not from World? Okay. Is this it? The scars? Shoulders are pretty cool. Oh, okay. Okay. It's render monkey time. I've been putting this off really hard. I don't know if you guys have this, but for me, whenever I seem to always put off the concept that I want to do the most, or that I think is, I don't know, that I'm the most excited about for some reason. Not sure why. It could just be that I feel more pressure to do that one, maybe. Or to like pull it off the way I want. I don't know. Yeah, it probably is at the highest expectation, I'm guessing. That is one thing I like about streaming, that now that I'm here, I can't really just avoid it. Gotta do it. Yeah, yeah, that is true. I think like within reason, probably it's like the stipulation, because one thing I noticed, I'll start doing like everything else, but the thing I should be doing. Like yeah, and then I'll get kind of like lost in the weeds, but I'm still kind of iffy on this design too. Like I'm like, there's things I know can be better, but yeah, just gotta commit, or else I'm just gonna never get it done. Yeah, it's a big ol' horn fest thing that has like a metal kind of cap on it, just for reinforcement. I think the gunner fist thing is actually like, because it's in their offhand, right? So they got the one arm back there. They got this arm here. They got the big gun. And then the big fist thing is here, I think. So that's like in the direction of the monster. So it's almost like a little shield thing. Which I think it kind of makes sense, but also since it's like animals they're fighting, maybe not so much. Yeah, it's like the arm most forward, right? Sometimes there are like other shapes to this. I don't know. It could just be like a flavor thing. But yeah, no, for this one I was thinking it's actually like this dude literally just punches monsters. I was gonna add some kind of like mechanism where he can like put like a gunpowder bullet type of thing into it, and it would like when he punches it would kind of like fire off and make his punch harder. But I was kind of having trouble figuring out how to make it look, so it might be something I figure out later, like a bonus type of thing. Best viewers. Get him, Julia.
Huh? Oh.
Get him. Nice. Thanks. She saved us. So you played you play a fair bit of Monster Hunter. It sounds like Feral. What's your so when you know when you hunt a monster and you wear like the armor of the monster, like everything is a lot smaller on you than it is the actual monster, like the horns and whatnot. Like, have you ever noticed that, or is it something you ever thought about, or well, like thought like why? Like, is it recarved or? Yeah, I'm just curious. I know it's just like a gameplay thing, because like if they use like the actual monster sizing, it would look ridiculous on the character. But I'm just curious, like what people that play the game kind of think about in regards to that. Like, do they notice it, or maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. You had a moment. Oh yeah, some of them are just like massive. You definitely search the skirt. I'm like, man, how is this guy even standing? Oh man, one thing I kind of miss from the old armor is like this is such a charm to it. I don't know, it's really cool. And the Yin cut coup armor, I always really like that one a lot too. The gunner one in particular, I thought was really cool. Yeah, I think my like, even though it is just like a gameplay thing, I think my personal interpretation is like okay, like my me making logic for it is like okay, they're not just taking the monster pieces and like strapping it right onto their armor. Maybe they're taking those materials and like crafting them. So like you take a plate of like I don't know, like a back or something, and then you like sculpt into it, or, like carve into it to make like a smaller version. I think that's like my mental gymnastic lore making for them though. I think that would sound like reasonably plausible. I find that kind of thing really interesting. Though. It's like how far can you push something like that until immersion breaks for a player? Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Let's see. Brack Edios armor. That armor's cool. Oh hey, good night, fellow. I guess you're just lurking. Oh, yeah, doing good. Just working away. Painting up this armor set. What are you up to? Oh, catch you later, Pharrell. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, man. I'm gonna grind away at this for a couple hours and see how it goes. Cool. You gonna post them? Yeah, I should probably. I'm gonna be on for a bit longer, so I should probably post this to Twitter. Yeah? Uh,
I don't know why I couldn't remember the names. It was one of the topics and I pulled it from the topic.
okay. Oh, doing some dwarves. Are you able to share? It'd be cool to see your dwarves. Man, Twitter is dangerous for me because I just go on there and I have stuff like this on my homepage and it's becomes a rabbit hole. Build this algorithm brick by brick, yeah. Deep Rock. I've heard of Deep Rock Galactic. That's cool. Doing some like fan art kind of stuff. Oh, cool. Do you work in studio or freelance? Oh, cool. How do you like freelancing? I used to freelance years ago. Stuff? Oh, thanks, man. No, I work in an outsourced studio. Um, it's kind of like freelance, but as a studio. Um, and there's producers. I don't have to do like job searching and all that really, or time management stuff. It's nice, but you definitely don't get as much freedom as you do when you're freelancing. There's kind of some trade-offs. With freelance, you can, as long as you're okay on money, you can decline and kind of take only the jobs you really want to take if you're fortunate enough. But with full time, you get a bit of say, but not, it's full time and you're getting paid, so you kind of have to do the work. Bad experience in studios. It's definitely not for everybody. Like, it's definitely a different kind of lifestyle, I think. What was the, like, is there anything like really big that you just didn't enjoy about being in a studio, or? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard that in the past. I mean, Latin America, isn't that like South America, right? It's like, wouldn't that fit as like Mexico and Brazil? I think. Argentinian, cool. Hey, Garrick. One year. Oh, that's pretty new. Yeah, 1 year in the working. Yeah, you never know. You might find a studio then that you enjoy more. I've heard a very mixed bag though. Like some places are, yeah, I don't know, for all kinds of stuff. Usually it's about like everything is so slow though. Like things move super slowly and people don't have work to do. Like they'll go weeks without any work. And then they'll get like a bunch of tasks at once. It just seems like a lot of poor time management type of stuff. Which is kind of crazy to me. Probably partially why there's it's been such a shitty year in the industry is everybody's just pouring money down the drain. Editing some shrimp footage. That's cool. How do you get footage of me at my desk? Oh. You can always add complexity to them. I think that's fine. Just like give them some thought and then I think they're looking pretty fun though, actually. think what you could do is like, how do they attack? You could think, and then what kind of like special abilities might they have? That might add some interest. Can't burn your contact. I gotta close my blinds. I don't know who's watching. Oh yeah, that was pretty delayed. I think there is a Monster Hunter shrimp guy actually. God, that nose is massive. Yeah, most of them are very lizard-like. Um, let's see. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite did have some crab stuff though. It had these guys. Well, crab and like shrimp-like stuff. Guy's kind of shrimpy. Some of the crab guys were bones of other monsters. There's like a big hermit crab thing too you go fight. But yeah, I feel like there's a little too much lizardiness overall. I'd like to see more variety. That'd be cool. Or even just crustacean. But maybe we gotta ease them out of it. They're like, nah, it's gotta have at least like 60% lizard. Oh, just the neighbors were talking, I think.
Yapping away.
Yeah, it sounded kind of loud.
Gee, yeah.
Let's see. Um. Okay, let me grab this dude. Yoink him down to the character. Okay. Carson invasion. Hello. Thanks, Carson. Oh shoot. How you guys doing? Thanks, dude. I'm just doing a little Monster Hunter challenge here. I'll show you guys just real briefly. We did a bunch of sketches for different dudes. I knew I wanted to do like a muskox type of guy. But I did sketches. I'm starting to paint the character now. Companion. An enemy monster kind of guy. The main monster. Baby. Some damage states. But yeah, just trying to commit now to it because I've been a little indecisive, particularly on the armor, so trying to make some progress. Oh, thanks, man. Just hoping I can wrap it up with a pretty kind of bow on the end now. It's like the part that takes the most, I guess, effort. Looks like the ideation is the most fun. Yeah, if any of you guys have any like questions or anything, or yeah, feel free to ask. Oh, nice. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, after I stream, I just kind of chill out and play games for a bit. It's like my after work treat is playing some like Monster Hunter. I was playing Still Wakes the Deep last night. That's if I don't stream too late and then I need to go right to bed. Hey, Sona. Thanks, man. I'm still not 100% on it, but yeah, I've been saying I just kind of need to commit or else I won't get it done at this point. Figure out what I can on as I go. Nice, man. That'll be cool. I like the sketches you're doing. You got like a very flowy, exploratory kind of like sketch phase. It's really interesting. Maybe this leather isn't completely snug against the metal, so maybe there's some folding in it that could be interesting. Okay. Man, this brush is so nice for metal. So I'm thinking this hammer fist, basically it's got this inner part with like the elbow there. Maybe it's like that. There's a strap there. And there'd be a grip somewhere in here in the fist. And then the horn is being hollowed out and attached. Kind of like that. The end here is probably maybe this part here isn't actually hollow. It's like thick, kind of filled out horn, and then it's got like the metal cap as like an extra structure. Then we need some like rivets or bolts or something to connect that. Hey, car. You gotta be careful, car, 'cause I know Julia has all the power. She could ban you, and I don't actually know how to unban, so. Just unlimited power. There's a button for that for some reason in the mod controls. Damn, Twitch mods actually do have a lot of power. It's crazy. Try not to be overly precious with the drawing here. Especially because I wasn't particularly clean with it either. That's kind of the... If you aren't super clean with your liner, the benefit is kind of like you're still figuring things out. But if you let yourself get too tied up in what you have, it's kind of not so great if you are keeping it loose. Hey, thanks, Milky. Noodle for 4 hours. Coke time. Man, noodling was actually the biggest time sink though. I used to have like a really bad problem with like noodling. Cause I just didn't know what I wanted. So I'd noodle at it and hope something would come out. Trying to be a bit more conscious now. Which I think is actually why I had like the indecisiveness, because I don't know, there's probably like a balance you have to find actually. Don't do drugs. Oh no. Do you think it was just like you didn't know what you wanted, or was it like you had an idea but you just... Yeah, like what was the thought process there, I guess? Curious. Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens. I always find whenever that happens, I need to do like another ref kind of dive and like find something that feels a bit more right or gives me more visual info, I guess. Mind you, if you're trying to do something that's like very different, it gets kind of difficult to find ref. Oh, nice. That's good. I know how that is. Like I've been exactly there where like I've been like too stubborn to grab reference, and then I grab it, I'm like, man, why didn't I do this sooner? That that'd actually be kind of funny. Hot chalky time. Channel points.
Do you want hot chocolate?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Thanks. What if I don't want hot chocolate? Do I have to drink it anyway? And what if people keep redeeming the hot chocolate? Like, what if we accidentally put the price point, like the channel points point too low, and then there's like 50 hot chocolates, and then I die? I was in Jay's stream and he has like that hydrate thing, and like I've accrued quite a few channel points in his channel, and I was like, man, I could just like spam this and make him drink like 100 times, and he'd get like, what is it? It's like hydro toxicity or something. It's like when you drink too much water and you could actually get like poisoned from too much water. Hydropsychosis? I don't know. It's something like that. What? I think I have enough points to make him drink a few gallons. Maybe not. Because I don't think it costed that much in his channel. But maybe it's just like a sip of water. I don't know. Let's see. I think there should be a belt in there. Okay, let me draw through this and workshop it. So, like that chest plate. Another one. Another one. Maybe I feel like that one should probably be bigger. The belt could be there. For Twitch bets. Not even Twitch bets, Twitch channel points. You don't even get any money or anything. I did it for the loyalty of my my viewers. It's like a 5-year stream. I did it for my 5 fans. I probably don't need to get too into how this actually functions because it's only going to exist as this one painting. The lighting is going to hide a lot of that kind of problem solving. Do kind of like when armor has that like neck, little neck piece of armor there. Hmm. Oh, see ya, Sigori. Take it easy. Thanks for coming. I'll be on for one more hour. At 10 I'll hop off. I'm gonna try to keep a schedule of streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. See how it goes though. Yeah, I'm gonna be spending a while on the armor, just refining it. Just trying to get like the bolts and pieces all kind of like working. Just kind of the more time consuming part of the process. Hmm. I mean, you could just draw a couple scales, like the design you want, and then you can duplicate that and warp them to your thing. You usually don't want to like draw them all over your guy either. Like, I don't know, if you have like a dude here, you wouldn't want the scales like everywhere on him. You'd probably just want to like, I feel like where the light would be heading is a good spot. And that kind of just like indicates it for the rest. And they just have to like wrap the figure as well. It's like turning away in space. So maybe the ones that we're looking at are the biggest and they slowly recede. Yeah, just imply it by drawing a few. Yeah, pretty much. I gotta stop zooming in so much. It's such a bad habit. Armor for future design streams. Um, what was it that you said exactly? I know we were talking about like the Monster Hunter armor and whatnot, but Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. I was kind of originally I wanted this one to look more like the monster, but I kind of ended up opting for something a bit more like processed, I guess. But I think that would be cool. I think just I would need to I don't know. It might work better with like a lizard or something, like a lizardy or scaly monster. Because I feel like if I made this guy look like the monster, it would be like fur everywhere. I was actually thinking it could be cool to do a version of this guy where he does have like a fur vest on or something. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. Hey, Adam. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they usually seem to. I've noticed a few where it starts to diverge a bit. Like it still looks like the monster, but it's a little bit less literal. But for the most part, they're pretty representative of the monster that they were from. Maybe we could actually try adding some more fur here. I want the mantle to be the most, like this part to be the most important. Like it's gonna be adorned with little jewels and whatnot, but it could be that the skirt thing is like a piece of the fur that's being flipped, or skin and fur that's being flipped, so it's inside out. From the inside, there's a little bit of fur draping out. Oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about like the actual gem slot so much as just um, the culture of this character. 'Cause I didn't want to just design like an armor. I kind of wanted to give the armor like a little bit of um, background in a way. So I was thinking that he's from some kind of like tribe or something where they hunt these big muskox dudes, and I don't know, maybe they have like some kind of like spiritual connection to them or something where they adorn like their upper part up here around their kind of back and collar and braid it. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like that one. What if I added fur to the skirt? Eh, not a big fan of that. Mouse stuck in pasta. Lately I've just been working on Monster Hunter stuff, but um, yeah, I'll be doing new stuff eventually. I've got like other little projects on the go as well. Just haven't been streaming them. I almost feel like it'd be cool if this had bigger bolts in it. Like, I think I also need to add more width to it. That maybe. No, I'm only gonna do this Monster Hunter thing for this current project, and then I'm gonna do some other kind of thing. I've got let's see. I've got another project on the go to right now. Where is it? I've got this one here that I need to finish as well, so I'll probably start streaming this one after I'm done the current one. I've got like a whole little kind of gothic Victorian project that's kind of like a love letter to all the dark fantasy stuff I enjoy, like Bloodborne and Frankenstein, all that kind of stuff. So maybe I'll continue on with that next. Gotta finish this project first, though. Left 4 Dead. You don't really play dark fantasy games at all, or horror? I'm all about like Bloodborne and Dark Souls and all that kind of stuff. Big fan. Really? Jeez. Yeah, I mean, horror games aren't for everybody, honestly. Like, I'm not a super big horror game buff. I like the horror art and whatnot, but game-wise, I don't particularly play a ton of them. Let's see, maybe the belt is coming out there. Dang, since you're in elementary school, holy shit. I played Demon's Souls for the first time in high school because I bought it from my brother for his birthday, and then I ended up like loving it too. Um, like patiently awaited every Souls game release. But you can actually play Bloodborne on your PC if you, at least it used to be called PS Now, but I think now it's just part of the PlayStation Plus thing. But you could stream games to your PC. Because I didn't have a PS4 either. So I played it through streaming, which wasn't like the best, but it was okay. At least I got to play it. Yeah, I saw the Shad PS4, I think. It's kind of crazy, like just the past couple weeks, they've gone from like opening the menu to like actually playing the game. It feels like every couple days it's having like big progress. It's kind of awesome that like Sony has taken like kind of dropped the ball on like taking so long to make like a Bloodborne um, like remaster remake that PC gamers are just doing themselves. It's kind of cool. Blacksmith of the Towns. Oh, interesting. I'll take a look at that. Definitely painting a lot stiffer than I'd like on this, honestly. And the contrast is working better here on the leather to the horn than it is here. It's kind of blending too much. Hmm. Oh, I think I remember the giant padded glove. I think for them though, it's probably for heat resistance, I'd imagine, because I think that blacksmiths actually use pretty hefty gloves, if I recall. let's duplicate this guy. Color balance. Oop. Clipping mask. Yeah, they got 4 legs. He pretty much just like runs and rams things with this horn and like swings it around. Big bopper mans. What's it gonna do next? Duplicate. Pin light. If you guys haven't played with pin light, I've grown to really like it actually. Like, you just duplicate your image and then you control L and you won't get anything when you first have it there. Like, it won't do anything. But then when you control L, you can darken the shadows and it'll kind of like group them into one big mass. They're gonna get like super dark, so you do have to like scale it back after. But it's a nice way to start grouping shapes of value. And even if you don't use it, it gives you like an idea on like, okay, where do I need to take this? Like here I could just really bump up those highlights if I want to. I'm actually do it just a little bit and then scale it down. I'm gonna darken the shadows a bit. Cause like I don't want to focus on those shadows anyway, right? I want to keep them pretty subdued. Do that. Lower the minimum output. And then I just lower the opacity to change the intensity. I've been using this one for a while now. You could do weird stuff too if you like change the actual color of it as well. And then I can Let's see, I don't want it to be that intense actually. Maybe put it to there. Merge it down. Go to levels. Clipping mask. Do the arts, man. Do it up. I'm gonna group those shadows even more here. But actually, I want to go back just a couple steps. Duplicate that one. Merge those. Levels. Those. Okay. I'm not gonna keep my shadows that dark forever. I'll glaze light back into it, but I want to keep one side more subdued than the other. But what I'll probably do is I'm gonna have the top light coming down, so I could add some like bounce light back into here. On the jaw I could have, let's see, it's probably gonna mix with the skin tone a little bit. Tone it down. This neck will probably get a little bit of that too. But I don't really want to get into that part quite yet. I'd rather just focus on like one side of light at a time. Actually, if anybody is interested, let me just demo this really quickly, what I'm kind of talking about. Where's threshold? Sick, finally. He's leaving some room for the rest of us. So when you think of your light as like two distinctive sides, like light and shadow, it like kind of like Mike Mignola. I think you can. It acts as like a mask almost. So if I wanted, I could just use darken and then work exclusively in this light side. and like only worry about getting this reading nicely. And like whenever you're happy with it and you're like, okay, this is good, you can use lighten mode, or just like, you don't have to use the mode either. Just, I feel like using the mode kind of helps distinguish the two. And you can work in like a tighter value range inside the shadow side. You just want to make sure you never break that relationship of light to shadow. But I think that's a really good way to work in general. I don't know if that's interesting at all, but matted dog. Yeah, it kind of does. Like a big scruffy dog. I actually really like that vest. I'm gonna definitely add that on a different version. Okay. I think I want this to flare out a little bit, so it'll get a little bit of light. The graphic design would be really cool to get into more. I bought like a history of graphic design book a while ago, because I was getting more interested in that. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, graphic design, it seems like it's just so it's so much of the things you have to do for concept art, but like compressed in a way. Like it's more, it almost feels like more fundamental. I think that's why I'm kind of interested in it, but I just don't. I guess I'm not sure where to start with it. Um, I was watching like some YouTube videos and stuff about like uh, beginner courses to it and whatnot, but yeah. I do have some coworkers that have a background in graphic design, so maybe I'll bother them tomorrow about that and ask if they got any tips or anything. If they got any tips and tricks. Yeah. Hmm. I feel like this recede's too far down, maybe. Hmm. How am I feeling about this? I think I want to bring back some shapes. I think I also preferred the wider chest before. Nice. That's good. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. Yeah, it's hard. Like, I just want to draw the thing. Let's see. Where's my brush? It's a classic Fantas quote. Yeah, but what does it do? Hmm. This arm almost feels a little too flush against the body. If I... Yeah, what's up? The skirt piece metal stuff. Like this part here. Like, so this hooks into something in here. There could be like a lock thing there and then that. I don't know if that's what you mean. Oh, to lock the fist into. Okay, I missed that part. Yeah, that'd be cool. I saw that part. That could be cool. Hmm. Definitely not here. So that just for some reason everything I do it turns phallic. I'm just super oblivious. Um, it could be cool back there actually. Or like maybe he could just turn his arm into there and like hook it or something. Why not, brother? Hmm. I like that. Let me do a doodle. I'm sure he would. Hmm. Kind of iffy on the armor still, and like just some things about it. I think I'll probably need a break, but let's see. I almost feel like I want these to be a bit more like slanted. Kind of like that. Like they hug the hip at an angle a little bit more. And then maybe something more interesting than just like a very rounded edge there. That might get too repetitive. Let's see. I think this needs metal edging on there. One layer, two layer. More of a curve there. I almost wonder if I should add the metal cap up here too, or like a metal piece. Maybe even just like an emblem or something. The emblem could even be there. One engraved piece of metal. That could be cool. Definitely need to figure out the leather separation here because it got kind of lost with the painting. Or I could just make that all metal instead, but I kind of like the 3-layer thing. What else can I do? Alright, I want to add more little jewelry bits into the braid here. Something about this feels too complex almost. Maybe it's that both sides are round, just kind of throwing me off. Maybe it does need like a little thing winging out of it. kind of draped thing there, maybe. Would be kind of cool if the metal was like hammered into like the bone kind of crudely. It's like there's certain edges that you can kind of like see underneath. There's like a little bit of shadow. That'd be kind of neat. I think it might be a little bit cooler too if this isn't so perfectly round and it's kind of like messed up. Like it's literally being formed and like hammered around the horn, and then the rivets were put in. Okay. You could have a hook here, and then it can like hang off there. That wouldn't be the most convenient, but it'd be the best way I could show that hook, I think. Unless like the back of the belt had a hook. Okay, I think there's some decent notes for next time I'll try and address. I think some of those shapes definitely look nicer though, like more direction to them, but yeah, I'm gonna call it there, because it's about 3 hours, so catch you guys later. Thanks for coming. Bye bye.